Yokoso ando welcome. We're here. The slap happy slap and all that, man. You don't even know. Where do they want to go? Jail Cave. We haven't been there yet. I think that's over here. It's either right there, or somewhere in the mess. Pretty sure it's right here or here. So we have Jail Cave, we have this unfortunate dungeon to go to. We have this unfortunate cave to go to, but it's somewhere over here. I don't know, we can go fight that boss instead. And then after that, we've pretty much smelled every hole there is in Caelid. I mean, from where we're at, yeah, I mean, we can just go over here, dog. The smoldering wall. So, if you're wondering what the tunes are, I discovered a new album by accident trying to find the Orange Lounge album called Orange Lounge. And I searched that into Google and I came across this called Fuzzy Orange Lounge is what this album's called, and I thought that's a funny name. And then I listened to a bit of the crossfade of it and I thought, okay, now that's a baseball. Hey. I'd like to rewatch all of JoJo, the anime. As far as rereading JoJo manga goes, for the most part, yeah, it is down there where we gotta go. So we're kind of in the right spot, just too high up. Gotta be down there where those goons are. But yeah, the only JoJo manga I actually enjoy rereading is Steel Ball Run. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Part 4, but I'd rather just watch the Part 4 anime. I feel like even when the Part 7 anime does come out, like, who cares? I'm still gonna want to read the manga. It's just so cool. And I hate to say it because everyone thinks it's cool, but it's just one of those moments where I wish I could be like, it's overrated. No, it's actually just awesome. It is actually just a really well written story. Not even in the terms of JoJo, it is just a good story. It's not like, yeah, it's a good story for JoJo. No, it's just, compare it to any medium and I feel like it could hold a really sharp candle. Not a bright candle, but a sharp candle to kind of stop. Can you knock it off? Don't. Listen. Hey, old dude. Boy, I heard you're a fan of face sitting. Dude. Or queening, as they call it. In the British slang, which is crazy. What happens if is it still queening if it's two men? Or if it's even just a man face sitting on the partner? Like, is it still called, would it be called queening? Or would it just be like, I don't know, whatever. It's not for me to figure out, I guess. Anyway. Can you get away from me? That dog died. Don't. Hey, we got his glaive. Not that I want. Oh, you already had one. Not that I really want to use it, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, see, if you don't know where this dungeon is, you can touch this, and old dude will show you where it's at. But you have to walk at old dude's pace. See, a real one like me, I just know where it's at. It's over here. See? Didn't even need old dude. Don't. Let me in, 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 let me in. Yeah, I mean, we really don't need to cop a squat, so we'll just keep on going through. I believe the ground falls through when we get to the center of the room here, if this is the dungeon I'm thinking it is. If nope, it's not, then I don't know what dungeon I'm thinking of. No, I think it is this one. We just gotta go a bit further deep. Wait. Okay, that's just a funny looking rock. I thought that was a rat. Listen, dog. I don't want to deal with you. What's over here? Nothing. You can't open this. At least from this side. What's this? See, it is right here. But this still wasn't what I remember. Listen, dog. I'm sorry you're dead, but that doesn't have much to do with me. Stop yelling. I missed. I put you out of your misery. I cut your sentence short, so to speak. Oh, that didn't kill your friend. Just pushed him over a bit. He's not even mad. He's just upset he was woke up from his nap. There we go. Trust me, there's a reason why I'm doing this. And you'll figure it out in probably 10 to 15 minutes. This is a long dungeon. I wonder what happened to these guys to make them combustible. Are they just born that way? That is not where I need to go right now. That's where I came from, right? Yeah. It's when I fell through the ground. Oh, I guess that is where I need to go. Never mind. Listen. Wait a minute. See, now I'm confused. That's where I came from, I believe. Yeah, so I guess I do need to go down here. My fault, OG. Yeah, we have to break not a wall. Move. I wish enemies use sleep pots. That makes more sense lore-wise to me. Like, if you were a jailer, wouldn't you want to put these guys to sleep and then just drag them away back to jail? There's just an easily missable turn. I'm kind of bored of killing these guys. Now, I told you, that's not the reason why I'm doing it. It's just, I don't know. It's too hard. There we go. What about you? Can you die? There we go. Anyway. It's in here. Can you stop putting the hurt on me? It almost sounds like Toho music, but I know it's not. I was listening to that Orange Lounge album earlier called Orange Lounge, and there was a song on it that sounded like Patchouli Knowledge's theme from the Toho 6 variety. And it kind of made me pause for a second. I had to think about it. Whoa, what was that? And then I remembered that just music can sound similar to other music. You know, yeah, that's completely fine. Hey, that's a rat. Hey. Stop. Jeez Louise, man. I didn't mean to roll there. That's okay, though. They were eating a turtle. Well, how did a turtle, first of all, get into Kaled, and second of all, end up in here? Or maybe they just feed the rats. Oh, that's just mist. I thought that it was gonna inflict frost on me or something. That's kind of cool. Just thematically, I mean, sure, it's not doing anything and is lame as a result, but it's pretty cool. Thematic, schematic. Yank the lever up here. Look, guys, look. I'm on the cage. Anyway. See, that's why I killed those guys earlier. Stop. Listen. Was so that we can just go into their rooms and loot them for their loot. There's nothing up here. This is just where we came from. I guess if you wanted to heal or something. Who knows? Don't know. Don't care. Didn't ask. Plus, there's other loot to be looted. Golden runes. Love to see it. Or not really, actually. It's really not a lot. I got something in my eye again. Again, I mean, like from last stream, it seems like every stream I get something in my eye. This isn't again as in something to stream today, so I don't know why I framed it like that. The pillory shield. That's fun, because the pillory is those. It's just those, dog. It's what they put you in like cartoons when they throw tomatoes at you and they put your head in arms. Hey, into that wooden control apparatus or control stealing apparatus, and you just kind of are in there and they throw tomatoes at you. It's called the pillory. We're gonna bound you in the pillory and have you flogged before the entire town. No, no, you can't do this to me. Don't you know how good? Oh. Get away. Wait. There's nothing even in here. Except for pain. Hey. Listen, dog. I haven't hurt you in any way. I don't know why you find the need to hurt me in every way. This and that. And also this. Stone Sword Key. This is Big Dog. It's over there is that hole I was talking about that kind of blends in with the background if you're not looking for it. It's that one right there. This. One time I couldn't find the entrance to the next part of the cavern for a good while. And I just kind of walked around in here for a good while. As a result, I feel like I haven't grown at all as a person and could easily miss it again if I'm not thinking about it. What is this? Nothing. Whoa. I thought I was a goner. Let's get in there. You want a fair duel? I'll give you a snare drum. You got me that time. Ha! I'm sorry for laughing at you like that. Please don't hurt me. Get sat on. Putrid corpse. I couldn't remember what those small guys who were throwing stuff at us were called. They're called the Vulgar Militia. It just hit me. I've been trying to think about it this whole time. I was like, what are they called again? The Vulgar Militia, that's what. Yay. Where's the grace? Sometimes I wish that I had normal interests. Now hear me out. I mean in the regard of things like Game of Thrones. Because when I worked at that government job 5 years ago, a lot of people would talk about it fairly often. And it had already ended, as in the TV series by that point, right? Like, it was already dead and in the ground. But they would talk about it, and I'd be like, yeah, I know nothing about that show, dog. I'm just ugly. And then they would always be, you know, acting like I just said that I don't know what Star Wars is. Which, see, if someone says that, like they don't know what Star Wars is or have never consumed any type of Star Wars media, now I feel like that's more of a call for, like what? See, I'm not really a fan of Star Wars, but it has had such a just grasp on just culture of all media form, it feels like, for what, since the 70s? It has had a big grip on not even just nerd culture anymore. That's not even nerdy to like Star Wars. That's just the popular thing, dog. Liking Star Wars is not, I'm so quirky, I like Star Wars. Unless maybe you read the original continuation books to Star Wars that were, you know, from after the episode 6 came out. Those types of things. Maybe you're like ahead of those. I could be like, yeah, okay, that's nerdy and quirky. But you were just an individual who likes Star Wars movies. Those are, you know, for the most part, good movies. It's not really a quirky thing to brag about. Or like Harry Potter as well. A lot of people say, I'm a big nerd. I love Harry Potter. It's like, no, that's just... I think what makes you a nerd is that you like something niche that a lot of people don't like and see as weird. You know, like Dungeons and Dragons was that way for a while, but now everyone plays Dungeons and Dragons, so it's not even like that. But you following me? You following me? I'm not trying to like outpower scale you and say, unless you only consume Gugure Kokuri-san, you're not a real nerd. You're not a real nerd. Grow up, die. I'm not really saying that per se, but I'm more saying like, consuming something that is sure you base your personality off of liking Star Wars, but it's just like liking a good movie, like The Terminator. Liking The Terminator doesn't really make you seem nerdy. It just seems like, oh, this guy just likes action movies that are objectively good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all that's gonna come across as. This is one of my least favorite dungeons in the game. Let's see how Sir Wheat does against it. Oh, 1, 2, 3, undead tree. I fear not thee. Okay, maybe I fear you. I did no damage to the jumping attack. There's a cave that has a bear as a boss. I haven't been to that yet. I don't remember where it's at. It's pretty early on, too. This is not the cave, by the way. I mean, like, it's a boss. It's a bear you fight, and then you get a talisman. It's a pretty forgettable cave, honestly. That's why I'm forgetting if we did it or not. I don't think we did. I can't take another hit. I told you. Man, this bear is something else. Bears are just kind of a pain to fight, especially this one in close quarters combat. I can't see, it's dark. You got— oh, I didn't mean to aggro you. Listen, big dog, I'll see you later. Hello? I'm tagging out. I'm tagging out. Dude, I said I'm tagging out. Leave me alone. What part of tagging out? Some people just don't understand what it means when you say I'm tagging out, dog. Like, also, I like how the nature in this one cave is just untouched by Melania's fart. It's kind of pretty. Too bad that also by, proxy of that, there's a giant bear that stalks everything that comes within 17 squids of it. Please don't notice me. Ah! Okay, it's on the other side then. Stop hitting me. Dude! Oh, hey. This isn't where I meant to go. This is just where I came from. Listen, dog. You're gonna get us both killed. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I'm gonna have to get serious and fight you. Which just results in maybe 5 or 6 more deaths for me. But eventually, I'm gonna get good and kill you. But for now, I'm gonna go away. This boss that we're about to fight is also, I think, really annoying. I missed. Get away from me. Why does everything have so much health? Bro. I'm hit. Everything has so much health and does so much damage. It's like we're in— oh, are you kidding? The nuclear back shots? Okay, let's try that again. That again. That's not where I meant to go. Stop. That's also not where I meant to go. Listen, dog, I don't have to deal with you, so I'm not gonna. This is where I meant to go. No, it's not. Hey! Stop hurting me. Now we gotta deal with killing these dogs. I missed. All 4 of my rooms. Not even worth retrieving, honestly. As long as we have a nice and easy 1v1, I have no... I fear the back shots. Hey. Hey. Okay, that was scary. Stop assaulting me. Good gravy. You guys hit, like, I don't know. You're scaled to do higher damage considering the area you're in. Get... Man, we still have to fight the actual boss. Why do we even fight these dogs in the first place? It's not like I was legally obligated. Ah! Get away from me. Listen, it doesn't even make sense why I even came up here. This happens every time I come to this cave. I always... Well, not always jump scared by the dog, but I always try and go up there and think, oh, hey, there's a dog. Because that's the way you're supposed to walk down. I just jump down because I'm a heathen. Is that the last track? Are we out of music? Nope. It's time for the final attack. Let's hit them so they don't come back. We're focusing this guy, but I should really focus his friend. His friend's the real freak. He whittles away your health bar. Just see? Look at that. I took both those hits, sure, but, you know, I'm a pretty tanky individual. I'm gonna throw my controller at the wall. Man, I'm telling you, this boss is the worst. And it's not even worth it. It's not like you get anything cool. I think you get the Pearl Drake Talisman. No, you don't. You get some type of +1. I think it's the Firebolt Drake Talisman. +1. I think that's what you get from this. But when is fire damage ever that big of a deal in this game? It's actually not. I can't think of a single boss where I'm like, man, dog, all that fire damage is sure putting me under. I need help. Never. That's never happened. No one has ever said that before when playing this video game. Also, the entrance, stop. The entrance to the hole is over here. No, it's not. Can you stop? I can never find that blasted hole. They all look the same. It does. You can't tell me. Like, it just pretty much looks like I'm in one cave or something. It's like I'm inside of a cave and the layout of the cave is untouched by man, so everything looks about the same, with no markers or anything to make it distinct. Anyway, back on track. We've got a beastman to attack. Pick up the slack, or we'll be selling crack. Don't look at me. It was just that easy. All I had to say was don't look at me. Anyway, you guys, I'm not going to play with you today. I think you're rather ugly. Stop. The wolf man calls other wolves ugly. It's that one video that's, what is it, homeless man calls another homeless man broke. We can get out old Gooner McThrower Pants over here. This really isn't that bad. It still is, because bro is still always one hit away from... You know what? Fine. I didn't want to do this to you. There you go. I wanted to save the butt slam for the finisher move. F is for finisher. You are a tanky individual who can take a lot of hits. And to think, you're just a regular beastman. Like, this isn't a beastman chieftain or anything. This is just a guy. Yeah, man, they make millions of me. I'm pretty much the basic. The standard model. Leave me alone. I'm gonna get hit. Psych. My turn. I really like using the ground slam. The butt slam like I'm Yoshi. It feels like bring. Da! From Yoshi's Island. We got the Yoshi Island enjoyers in the chat. If not, die. I don't want to talk to you ever. Hey, that hurt. Back up, Jack. Get sat on. Freak. It is the Flame Drake Talisman. But it's +2. What, I said Flame Bolt, didn't I? I mean, it's whatever. But yeah, it is the Flame Drake Talisman. I thought it was the +1, but +2. It doesn't matter. We got a talisman I don't foresee myself ever needing. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you. At what point are you ever going to be playing this game and think to yourself, dang, dog, I wish I had some fire protection. Like, even the fire giant. The fire part of the fire giant isn't even what's scary. The fire part of the fire giant's just kind of there to do some chip damage and make you get mad when you step on it and you had one piece of health left and die. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's for. The real hard part about the flyer fiant is when they do that snow attack, which honestly is pretty easy to dodge unless you suck. But then when they hit the ground, it's just the hitting the ground part or the rolling around or anything like that. That's what makes the fire giant annoying and ugly. Anything else, I feel like he's pretty easy to deal with, all things considered. Bro, he's literally the fire giant. Grow up. Unless you're having a fire-built character, then it becomes incredibly hard. When I played against the fire giant with Flambarius, my character that did fire-related fireworks and fire accessories and this, that, and the other thing, that was hard. Because he resisted it, so I did little to no damage, and he has such a big health bar, and it's just annoying to hit. Did I pull it off? Somehow. I don't remember how, I'll tell you that much, but somehow I pulled it off. Well, did I already beat old boy? No, he's right there. Hey, old boy. Oh no, he squirted on me. Psych, I dodged. I'm hit though. Oh, that was some creamy damage. Don't ever do that again. Hey. I missed. There we go, I got my lick in. I know, okay, he heard me when I said he didn't cream on me and he had to get some juice. But he still didn't. He just hit me with his own ground slam. Stop. I feel like I once heard someone say Yoshi instead of Yoshi, you know. Okay, well thanks for killing me. Instead of, I don't know how you do that. I mean, I guess if you've never seen a word before in your entire life, aside from Josh, but I don't know, that just sounds gross to say aloud. I don't know how you could formulate that just naturally and think, oh yeah bro, that's clearly Yoshi from the Mario series. Mario's trusty steed, Yoshi. I'm hit. Don't. A little sunlight. Yeah, I kind of thought. Ouch. What? That stinks. Oh, my runes are just right there, too. Oh, well, I didn't have enough to level up, but I might have had enough to level up twice when I beat the boss if I had gotten them. Shrug emoji. Spacing. Good grief, I'm dead. He's got my number today. This is how it goes. I either have no problems against this boss, and I don't mean just this putrid avatar over here, but I either have no problem against these bosses in any form, or I have the hardest fights of my entire playing career. I don't know why. And you can say, that's because you're ugly and disgusting and you never played Dark Souls 1, but I did. And I didn't have that much trouble with this Asylum Demon. It's specifically just in the context of Elden Ring that I only get beat. Stop doing that. You and Monster Hunter, I'm telling you, man, it's just like that sometimes. Sometimes you struggle against what seems to be the easier boss. You either have a, yeah, okay, you know, a good day, or you have the worst day of your life and find yourself fighting a boss who's objectively not that hard. Stop. I've never played a Monster Hunter game. Don't hit me. But also, hey, City-san. I really don't think Monster Hunter games are me type of games, if I'm being real. Like, I'm always down to try something new, but just objectively, I think from a squid of word perspective, it is a game that I would not enjoy. Stop. There we go. Sometimes you get Ultra Instinct. Yeah, I know the feeling. Sometimes I'll do that on my worst attempt ever. I'll have Ultra Instinct for the first 2 minutes of the boss fight. Another boss that I have, no matter how hard I try, I'm dead. Oh, okay, I thought I made it through. I was like, oh, sweet, but no, I'm dead. But, Commander Nile, that boss who spawns in those two knights and has the lightning leg, I remember one time I was not streaming it on Twitch, but streaming it in a Discord server because I had been stuck on that boss for a day or so. And a friend of mine was watching me, and they said, wow, Celery, you were doing really good until you just started sucking and got hit by everything they threw out, and then you died. And then I thought, man, when you put it that way, I really feel bad. And now, I mean, I already felt bad because I was doing really good and I lost, but now I feel even worse. Thanks, I guess. With friends like these, who needs enemies, is how I honestly felt. Jeez, bro. Phrase it in a way that makes me feel the worst I possibly can about a situation. About a game that was my game to lose, and I lost. It's like in fighting games, when someone will have like a huge lead, and all of a sudden they just seemingly stop playing the game and then lose, and you think, man, it was really their game to lose. That's what happened to me that time, dog. Like, I was dodging everything, punishing every attack, and then just all of a sudden, it's like I just fell asleep with the controller in my hands. I don't even know what happened. Truly one of my biggest L's, because I don't know. I mean, the world sees my L's every day when it comes to video games, but that one in specific, I think about the most. It's like, jeez. Because then I proceeded to be stuck at that boss for the rest of that day, and had to sleep on it. Oh, like, dang, dog. I was about to win, and I heard, "Let's go, Justin." Stop. Oh, are you kidding? Well, the joke's on you. The album's over, and I wanted to put on a new one anyway. Fuzzy Orange Lounge is actually a really good album, ask you me. And if you weren't asking me, then I don't know what to tell you, because there's your answer. The next one is called, well, it looks like it's by Polisha, and it's called Percolation. Huh. And you say, how come I don't want to play a Monster Hunter game? You know, I don't really like playing video games. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel. It's too involved of a game. It's more of a video game than it is a video game. The games that I seem to like to play are usually more RPG and ones that don't take more high stake and stuff. This is really my biggest outlier as far as video games go. I usually don't like games that are actiony and require me to be super dialed in, or require like good button presses or anything like that. I also fear getting motion sickness from it. Because another thing too is that I get really bad motion sickness when I play video games. And I bet you're thinking, but you play this game for sometimes 7 or 8 hours straight. Yeah, and then I do get it. But I get to this one point where it's like, I can either mind over matter it, or I gotta turn off the game and go to bed, even if I just woke up. So I don't know. I'm usually just apprehensive to try a new game series, because I'm kind of deceptively incredibly picky. I try everything, but I usually don't like anything. Is the word settle that I'm looking for? Stop. I don't know how to put it. It's just, I don't know. The little bit that I know about Monster Hunter and gameplay that I've seen, despite me seeming to be someone who likes to do grindy stuff and fight the same thing 15 times for 1 drop of pelt, I only like that in the context of games that I already like. If it was called like Monster Hunter Pokemon, I'd probably play it. If it was called Monster Hunter Grand Order, I'd probably play it. Monster Hunter Hollow Ataraxia, I'd probably play it. But it is a franchise that I have no attachment to. And then I think, man, and there's other games that I want to play from franchises that I know that I like. And then not even that. The big thing is really just, I don't know. It hasn't sold me on it either. Like, I don't know. I guess that's another way. It's never sold me on its product. Man. Mod them in. I mean, you got me there. I can finally play as Angra, but in the Monster Hunter universe. Andri Manu, get away from me. Stop. Oh no. Okay, I didn't roll on the dookie. I thought I did. And if I did, it was pretty much just over at that point. Get out of here. I don't know. Another thing is, there's a reason why Fate Grand Order is the only gacha game that I play, despite most people who play gacha games seem to play them all. I've never seen. I think I've met maybe a few people who the only gacha game they play is Fate Grand Order. Like, most gacha game players seem to dabble in everything. And that's just like the gacha game culture. If you play one, you play them all. But I don't know. Anytime I try it, I just think to myself, I could just be playing Fate Grand Order. Why am I doing this? And not even because I like Fate Grand Order that much. It's just that I think I already have one. It's kind of like why I never really tried to get into Digimon or Yokai Watch or... I mean, I tried Spectrobes. You got me there, dog. My argument falls apart. My argument falls apart when I talk about Spectrobes or Pokemon clones, but I like Pokemon a good amount, but even games that kind of emulate Pokemon that you think, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that you like, you should give it a shot. I think it's gross and don't want to try it. So I'm like, I can just play Pokemon, dog. Like, straight up, I can just play Pokemon. It's not that big of a deal. I just fire up a new save of Leaf Green. What are you talking about? It's more that I like the things themselves, not for the way that they gameplay. If there was an exact Elden Ring game that came out called, like, The Ring of Old, and it's just Elden Ring but better, I'm not going to play it, because I like Elden Ring because it is Elden Ring, not because of the gameplay to Elden Ring. I mean, honestly, dog, it could play like Puyo Puyo Tetris, and then I'd be over here playing it right now. It's not so much that I like Souls-like gameplay, it's more that I like Souls games. See, if they were a flower under any other name, they would not be something I smell. It is because they are this flower that I smell them. Don't hit me. Man. Stop. I like banana cream pie not because I like bananas. I like banana cream pie because it is... I survive because it is banana cream pie. I'm hit. And you said brain disease haver like yourself, and then you both said sadness and agree. Hey, this is the 1v1. See yourselves out. Okay, I thought I'd do more damage. Can we knock this off, please? Thank goodness that you can hit your own friends. I missed. My right eye hurts a bunch. I'm stressing. I can't breathe. I've been holding my breath for a while. Feeling faintish. Oh, that's probably why my eye hurts so bad, because I've been holding my breath this entire time. I don't know how much longer I can hold consciousness. I gotta do it. Please come closer so I can kill you. I need air. Stop. Stop stalling. I beg of you, let me defeat you. I can't hold my breath for much longer. Get sat on. Thank goodness. Now I just feel lightheaded. Anyway. All that for some tears. I don't even remember what the Opaline one does. Boosts all damage. What's the one that I have equipped? Well, that's the bubble tier. Oh, this one, okay. So it's just like, Bro used the Pokemon move Calm Mind. I guess it maybe be more like Amnesia. No, because that lowers speed, and that doesn't lower anything. Would it be Tail Glow is the move I'm thinking of, but minus the attack buffing part? I can't think of a Pokemon move that boosts both special defense and defense off the top of my head. You ought to arrest me for being a fake fan. Oh. I think we can survive the drop. Ancient Power. But that's to all stats, right? Like, that it has a chance to boost all stats. So you get into there, you have to jump in through the window. It's a bit annoying, but you gotta go like this. And then you think, oh boy, cheese! Oh, I didn't do it right, but... you pretty much just go like this, and then you're like, oh boy, cheese! See, I did it wrong again. Oh man, I don't have much more oh boy cheeses left in me. Gotta work this time. So you know, now I just die. Oh no, never mind. There's a specific part of the building that people say to aim for. I don't remember what it is. This isn't even worth it. I don't even remember what the item is you get from here. Get me out of here. Is it from here? I know it's a window we gotta jump onto. It might be just from here. I really don't remember. I'm dead. Psych. Let me in. It might be higher up too that we have to go. A higher power, if you will, is required. Stop! I talked about it the last time I streamed, but it's Frosty Faustings this weekend. I was talking with my brother yesterday about it actually, because he was watching something on YouTube and I happened to walk by, and he was recommended some Guilty Gear streamer. And I was like, hey, Guilty Gear, and he somehow didn't know what that was. And it was like Mr. Krabs, and they had said, what's a Krabby Patty? And then he did that cartoon, you know, like that. So then I talked about that for a while, and then I was like, yeah, and there's that big tournament this weekend for Frosty Faustings. And I'm like, I'm probably going to watch it reluctantly. Oh, now that kills Torrent and me. I say reluctantly, but it's like I could just like not watch it if I don't want to watch it. But like, I do, but also I don't because I feel lame. But then I guess that's just like the cringe part of me that needs to die. Lynn, why did you set up such a lame puzzle? Lynn's lame puzzle. Cringe, live. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm getting bored of trying to get into this castle. Anyway, Lynn, I got better things to do than mess with you. Oops. Look, there he is. There's the better things we have to do. Oh yeah, I talked about it in the server, as in I just said the sentence that I finished reading that Lancelot book. Gawain says something kinda... well, I'll just say it. So, there's this one part where there was someone who was going under the guise of the Black Knight, and they didn't know who it was, and the Black Knight was fighting off Galehout's forces without any trouble. It was effectively the only reason that King Arthur wasn't losing the war against Galehout. And they're like, well, we don't know who this knight is. Who's the Black Knight? And then they were trying to talk about, so it was King Arthur, Gawain, and what was her name? I don't even remember her name, but she was a lady from Malehout, which no connection to Galehout. It just has a really similar name, but it was her. She was the lord of that. It's not even a country. It's just like, I don't know, a town, like a small kingdom, I guess. But they were talking about what they would do to win the favor of the Black Knight, and King Arthur was saying, well, I'd give him all the lands that he wants and let him rule over it, and, you know, let him be whatever kind of person he wants. And then Gawain said, if I could get them to stay and join our army, I would turn myself into an attractive woman and give them all the pleasures a woman could give. And then just like everyone kind of, they're like, well, what about you, Guinevere? And she says, well, Gawain, considering what you said, I mean, there's nothing else I can really do. Like, I don't know. And then they all laughed. Trans Gawain. That's how I interpret that. My interpreting Gawain. Gawain the Freaky Knight. Gawain, if he was... Poor Gawain, you died too soon. You would love Guilty Gear. And on that image, instead of like Isaac Newton in Rocket League, it would be a picture of Fate Grand Order Gawain, Final Ascension smiling, and then like the Blowhigh shark. Why did I do that? I really thought he was going to charge in at me. Please don't hurt me. Unless... Oh no! Let's do this. Stop. Can you stop running away from me? Please, I want to hurt you. And it's hard when you keep running away. Stop. Oh yeah, if you were wondering who the Black Knight was, the Black Knight was Lancelot. Why was he in disguise? I don't know. He was just doing that. For whatever reason, just several times through that story, he just was in disguise. Before that, he was the Red Knight, and then he became the Black Knight. And then he was the unknown... No, it was when he was the Red Knight that he saved Gawain. So Gawain was locked in a tower. So funny story. So Lancelot became what was called the Lord of Joyous Gard, because he went and beat this guy who was a magic user, who was the Lord of Dolorous Gard. And Lancelot took it over, and he became the Lord of Joyous Gard, and he made all the people not have miserable lives anymore. But the former Lord of Dolorous Gard, what he did is that... Okay, well, first of all, Lancelot didn't tell anyone that he went and did this. He just, like, just left. Bro just, like, dipped. And they're just like, well, hopefully it's fine with him. And then he didn't tell anyone that, he won over Joyous Gard, which was once Dolorous Gard. So the former Lord of Dolorous Gard went and told the Knights of the Round Table and said, hey, dog, your good friend Lancelot, he's dead. Just straight up. The evil lord from Dolorous Gard, he used his magic, straight up killed him. There is nothing left of him. He's out of this world. And then they believed him. So they had never seen this guy before, this weirdo who just comes and says their new friend is dead. Because they had also just met Lancelot before he went and conquered Joyous Gard. Like, it hadn't even been like a year yet that they knew him. He wasn't even officially a Knight of the Round Table yet. He was just, like, next candidate to become one. And they believe him, and they're like, dang, that sucks. And then he says, hey, I'm sorry your friend's dead, but, like, you can come with me and come to my castle. I'll treat you guys to a nice meal. And then, you'll forget your friend's dead. You'll just completely forget. And then Gawain and friends are like, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. Come on, guys. King Arthur doesn't go with them. Not because he's smarter, but probably because, I don't know, he had to do kingly stuff. So they all go, and then they're all having dinner, and then a bunch of knights just kind of come into the dinner room and then tell them, okay, head to jail, pack it up. And then they didn't really put up much of a fight. They just they felt they were outnumbered and just going to be beat. So they're just like, yeah, I mean, at least we got a good meal, I guess. So then they get locked in prison, and then somehow Lancelot hears word of this, and he's like, time for me to step in. And he steps in as the Red Knight. And then you say he did this to show off armor of different colors. Honestly, that's like better than what it really is. And you know what? It wasn't even that he had red armor. He just had a red shield. Like, he left wearing white armor when they first met him, and then his armor got beaten up and destroyed, but it was still mostly the armor he previously had, if memory serves. But his shield was all that was really different. It was red now. So because of him having a red shield, he was called the Red Knight, but was still assumably wearing white and maybe other colors patched on. So anyway, they're like, man, that Red Knight's such a cool guy. He came and saved us all. I wonder what his identity is. Also, he didn't have to fight anybody. He just showed up, and the former Lord of Dolorous Guard was just like, oh, dang, that's Lancelot? Let those guys go. Get those Knights of the Round Table out of here. We don't want to fight him. And so they did. Like, he didn't have to, again, he didn't do anything. He just showed up, and they're like, oh, that's Lancelot? We're sorry. And then later on, he gives up the red shield. I don't even remember why. And then he gets black armor from that lady from Mailhout. Oh, I didn't change the time tonight. I don't know. Everything just feels so goofy. Like, everyone was just so kind-hearted and just trusting. Know that if you ever hear word that I just spontaneously died and someone invites you out to dinner, and don't take it. Like, break the curse, dog. Break the curse. Don't go to prison underneath someone's an evil wizard's castle. Don't get locked up in an evil wizard's dungeon because they offer you just dinner. You know what I mean? Because I died. It's not worth it. Oh, what's good, bro? I missed. Stop. Don't hit me. Well, I mean... Okay, bro. Knock it off. Pack it up. Pack it up. Asparagus makes your pee stink. But it tastes so good. No, I'm not talking about the pee. I'm talking... Stop! Can you stop doing the cheese yourself? So there's a cheese to get him jump off the edge into his own death. I've never been able to pull it off. Yes, I've done this before at low levels because he gives you an Ash of War that's kind of cheesy. It's been nerfed, but I mean, it's still good. But I was trying to do the cheese and I just couldn't get it. And then he just kind of got cheese in a different way. And I thought, well, you know, if the shoe fits. Is the only time I've ever done that. I remember one time too I fought him, and normally I just get owned by this boss. And I'm kind of following suit, you know, we haven't won yet. Hey. Don't. I am going to kill you. I'm sorry. He is a force outside of nature. Stop. I meant to sit on you. I didn't realize your health was that low. Whatever. Yay, Bloodhound Step. Let's give it up for Bloodhound Step. Let's butt slam our way back. Consarn it. There we go. Are you serious? Okay, I give up. Okay. Next up, there's a dragon on the bridge up here. I don't remember. No, I think I did. Oh well. You're gonna see what I'm talking about here in a second. We've talked to Garong. That's all I was trying to formulate. We can also get a talisman if we jump off the back edge. I don't remember. I think it's the Dragon Great Crest Shield, which is pretty useful, but we have pretty good armor in this playthrough. Normally I run characters, like I always say, that are built like leaves, as in they're just paper thin and move with the wind. But this character is more just like a regular dude who's not some type of acrobat. That's our next target right there. I almost just jumped to my death. Listen, dog, I just want to kill you. We pack this up. You know, maybe, you know, we meet in the middle and you just kill yourself. Don't do it. I said don't. I can't dodge this. Man, that fire drake talisman to be coming in handy right about now. Boy, do I feel like a fool. That was the last track, wasn't it? Stop. What? Honestly, I don't think that's ever happened to me before, the head hitbox clipping. Don't you try it. Move, move, move! Oh, actually, there was no danger to be had. Isn't a shad a type of fish? Ooh, that was cool. Yeah, it is. And there's also a sturgeon. From that one joke, the virgin sturgeon and the Chad shad. It's a fishing joke, you know, with the Chad and the virgin walk type joke. Yeah, well, there's one talking about how sturgeon, they don't repopulate very fast, and they, have to be limited for catching and this, that, and the other thing, and whatever and whatever. Whereas a shad, they reproduce incredibly fast, and there was other things. That's one thing I remember. I'm trying to tell it in the choke there, but I'm clearly failing at it, just like how I'm just fumbling the bag with this boss fight. Good gravy! Don't hit me while my back is turned. Listen, dog. I'm sick of you. I missed. Get in a better position so I can hurt you. How, are you stuck? Listen, dog. My song ended. I wanted to just get this over with so we can put on another album. Let's wrap it up. Hey. How that didn't kill me is miraculous. Pterodactylus. I mean, now we have a chance to put on another album. What did we listen to last on the Windows Media Player thing? Media Spieler. This one. Get off of there. The Deeds Not Words is the name of this song. Listen, dog. I just want to make you dead. You know that one episode of Johnny Test when he wanted to... Oh, it had something to do with, like, getting a bike. And he was going to sell the Girl Scout cookies. And they made a deal out of it. Like, a big deal saying, you can't be a Girl Scout, you're a boy. But then Johnny... Oh, no. It was like, if you sold enough boxes, you won a bike as a prize. Are you serious? All of that just for that? Worst day of my life. I hate talking about Johnny Test. All it does is kill me. Anyway, so Johnny had to wear the Girl Scout outfit, and he has sold as many as he can, except for a couple, and he thinks, oh, there's no one left in town who will buy him. And the dog tells him, oh, what about your dad? So then he goes to his dad, and then he's wearing the Girl Scouts uniform, and then his dad's in awe, saying, why are you wearing that? And then he says, I at first I wanted to win the bike, but now I like just the frilly skirt and feeling pretty. And then his dad's, trying to be supportive, but is clearly thinking, oh no, not my son. And then Johnny says something like, well, what's the matter, Dad? Didn't you say you'd love and accept me no matter who I am? And then he's like, well, and just that one ship captain who's trying to press that button and is all sweaty meme, the one. I say ship captain, but it's actually like a space captain. I mean, that is a ship captain, but when I said it, you probably thought of like a sailor. Not that one space guy meme trying to press the button who's all sweaty. But that's how he started looking, and then he says, if you buy however many boxes, I don't have to be a Girl Scout anymore. And he says, well, as long as you'll be wearing pants by dinner. And then, he buys the chocolate. You could have stepped on me. I don't know why that episode came to mind. Probably because we were talking about Gawain. Girl Wayne. It's truly that whole thing where they say, you're okay with it, and then it's like, not my son. It's like, okay, dog, I see how fake your tolerance is. Everyone's tolerant until they're not. It's all fun and games until Johnny Test is wearing a skirt. And now that's too far. Don't hit me, please. I didn't like Johnny Test's dad because of that scene. The me of the 20... No, Johnny Test wasn't coming out 20 years ago. That was like 2009, right? That was like Johnny Test. Anyway, the me of then was based. And I still feel that way, so I guess I'm still based. basted like a turkey. Don't hit me. I'm gonna hit you though. I missed. Hey, okay, okay. Alright, alright, alright. Please don't do it, dog. Thank you. I'm gonna get hit by... No trimmers. No nuclear backshot. I can't get away from this one, though. A lot happened today. I had to go and get some paperwork notarized today. And I bet you're thinking, for what? Nah, it doesn't matter. I just had to do that, and I gotta go and do some more, like, official paperwork dumb stuff on... Don't hit me! On Monday. But I'm also going to get a haircut on Saturday. I gotta get a new passport, and I was looking into doing that, and they wanted me to, so I have to send it in along with some dumb paperwork type feat. So I gotta do that. That's not that big of a deal. But you know, you have to pay to get a new passport, and I knew that. It's whatever. 130 WAP. That's not that big of a deal. It's like, I think a bit more expensive than I originally got it, but whatever. Anyway, moral of the story, they wanted me to send the payment in an envelope, and I think that is dumb. Like, when I did it originally, I just had to pay at the post office. Like, I'll just go and have that done again, dog. I'm not sending an envelope full of 130 WAP. That's just asking for it to get stolen. Like, I'm not going to do that. And I bet you're thinking, what, you just can't pay online? Well, no, you can. It's just the specific reason that I have to get a new passport. They're requesting that, and it's lame. It's actually, I think, really lame. Because if it wasn't for this specific dumb reason, then, you know, I would just pay online and they mail it to me. But whatever. There's a character in GTA named Trevor. Well, this is a good song. It's from that one anime, Riman's Kurabu. You know the one. I don't know why isn't it called Badoriman? Because that's what they call themselves. Because they're salarymen that play badminton. Badoriman. But it's just called Riman. Which is kind of lame. I thought it was Ryman at first when I first saw it, because it's spelled R-Y-M-A-N. So that's what I thought was Ryman. But then it's like, oh, it's Riman. Yes, I'm ugly. Yes, I'm insane. Yes, I have a low reading level according to words that start with R-Y. I think they're all Ryan, apparently. But you already knew this, so I don't know what you expect out of me. There's a bit of a puzzle back here. Okay. Hey, I wasn't going to engage with you. Listen, dog, I'm on a secret mission. I don't have time to play with you right now. I believe it's the Dragon Crest Shield Talisman. But you gotta do some part core. It's just part of the core. Wait. Is it a drop right here? No, it's not. That's just called dying. The ultimate parkour. You die after you do it. Oh, I don't remember how to get down there. Somebody look it up for me. Don't worry, I'll just do it myself. I know there's the talisman, but it's also where you get that one dagger. The same one that Gurranq uses. It's called like the Sendik or something like that. Starts with a C and ends with a Q. That's all I remember from it. None of these jumps look safe. No! Why did I die like that? Oh, it's onto that branch right there. No, that's still too far. Okay, let's try that again. Don't bother me. I wish Kirby was here. He just float me down gently. Oh, it's right there. All this for a knife, huh? That I'm not gonna use. I can't remember. I know that the talisman we're looking for, it's kind of dumb. Because you either pick, well, I died. But you either pick the knife or you pick the talisman. And it's not like it's gone forever. You just have to come back and do this again. Which, as I've just shown right there, is difficult. Well, listen, maybe you're good at doing parkour, but I am not. Not even in Minecraft was I good at parkour. We call that just dying. Simply falling off a high height and dying. And then having to go pick up your stuff. And then here comes a giant fist. You do this, and then you do this, and then something like this. What? Oh yeah. Also, Agravain showed up in that one book that I was reading too. He kind of sucks. So, Lancelot and Guinevere were having their illicit relationship. Their illicit relations of the... I was scared I wasn't going to make it. Of the breaking marriage kind. And... there had been like this big deal that had happened prior to this too, where someone who looked just like Guinevere came to the kingdom and said, "I'm the real Guinevere, the one that you know is a phony." And everyone, well no, actually no one really believed him except for King Arthur, who was like, "I don't know, maybe my wife isn't actually my wife." And because of that, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna be doing whatever. Agravain, we need you to keep watch of Guinevere for the night, just in case something freaky happens." And then he's like, "You got it, boss." So then he was keeping watch, and then he saw her meet up with Lancelot. And then Agravain was like, "Finally, I can get rid of that Lancelot guy I don't like." But see, the whole reason he didn't like Lancelot was because Lancelot was stronger than Gawain as a knight. And he was upset that Gawain was no longer King Arthur's greatest knight and felt like it was sullying his honor. But see, the thing is that Gawain didn't... I'm so mad. Gawain didn't care about that. Only Agravain did. So then he saw it as a chance to get rid of Lancelot. And then that's when the whole thing happened where they were going to kill Guinevere. but then through protest, they were just able to convince King Arthur to exile her. Well, actually, the only reason they were really able to do that is they said, hey, man, if you kill her, Lancelot is going to kill us all. Like, we can't beat him. And they were also afraid that if Lancelot left the country, that Mordred would attack. So they were like, yeah, we can't really make Lancelot leave forever. So then they banished her away, and it pretty much still had the same effect. So then Lancelot he then challenged Agravain to a duel, and immediately killed Agravain, just one-shot him. And Agravain accepted for some dumb reason. He knew that he was going to lose, but said, you know what, I can take him, and immediately lost and died. And then him dying in that duel, Gawain was then like, dang. Well, Gawain kind of stood there for a second, thinking over his options, and then he had said, man, I can't beat Lancelot if I fight him. He's like, but however, if I don't try at least and avenge Agravain, I won't be able to face him in the afterlife. Like, he was my brother, and he died in front of me, and I didn't try to avenge him. So then they had their duel that lasted an entire day, because Gawain was supercharged from the sun, so Lancelot made it last until evening, and then proceeded to, well, it's not like he wasn't beating him, but he was definitely taking more damage than dealing. But by the time that evening had broke, they were both incredibly wounded, but Gawain more so, and then he just proceeded to beat Gawain even further, but then decided not to kill him, and then told King Arthur, he said, hey dog, I don't want to kill Gawain. Can I just not kill Gawain? And then King Arthur said, yeah, honestly, like, you guys fighting sucks enough as is. I'm not going to hold it against you. I said, I'm actually going to thank you for not killing my nephew. So then he just leaves. Just like that, just gone. And then later Gawain passed away from his injuries that he just never recovered from. All the while, too, Lancelot was in a horrible depression. Like, all this happened right after his more than friend's friend died. Because Galehout had died of a broken heart because he believed Lancelot had died. There's a lot of just lame misconceptions like that. A lot of stuff where characters are just like, yeah, I think this thing happened. In his defense, though, Galehout had said multiple times that he had fallen in love with Lancelot, and that his whole reason for existing at this point was just because he wanted to be by Lancelot's side. And Lancelot had gotten injured and disappeared for several months, and he became super depressed and stopped eating and was just wasting away. But see, here comes the main trick. It was actually Morgan, but they call her Morgan the Fae, which I think is really funny. You know, the English name for her, Morgan the Fae. It sounds like a Sans Undertale type name, Morgan the Fae. Anyway, Morgan the Fae. She had hired, I guess not hired, really just like sent some of her goons to attack Lancelot while they were having a celebratory hunt. And then after doing so, she then said, I don't know who these goons were that attacked you, but I'll help heal you in my castle. And then she like was trying to seduce Lancelot and was taking care of him and was using enchant. I don't know how to get down from here if you haven't realized. I know it's like I have to jump onto one of these, but I don't remember which one. I think I'm gonna die. Nope, just take a bit of damage. But yeah, so, oh, it was this one, sweet. But anyway, so she was like, yeah, you can stay here and heal. Because a sword went apparently through Lancelot's left shoulder, but he took worse damage throughout the story, but that one was just too much, dog. A shoulder injury he's never going to recover. And you said Morgan Grand Order? Yeah, that's the one. Please stop. Fall and die. Anyway. Yeah, so she was taking care of him and like, yeah, man, just don't overdo it. Just hang out in my castle. What's the worst that'll happen? But while he was there for an extended amount of time, Galehout went into that deep depression because they couldn't find Lancelot. So then Lancelot had a vision of Guinevere having relations of the copulation variety with a knight that wasn't him. so that made him upset. And also he saw a bunch of other visions, like foul fates that are about to befall, and that riled him up enough to where he left. Honestly, it was probably because of his mother, because his mother had those incredibly powerful premonitions and whatever, and she had psychically talked to him before in the story. But anyway, oh yeah, it definitely was too, because like someone also warned him in the dream that he was having too. Anyway, my point being, he then escaped, and he was still in pretty bad shape, but he escaped over to the distant isles. I think it was like Logres, Logres, was the name of Galehout's kingdom. He escapes to there, and he's like, hey bro, tell Galehout that I'm here. I had this horrible premonition that he's ill. And then the dude who is there is another lord, and he says, oh yeah, he was looking pretty bad, but he just left like earlier today. So they sent to go and find him, and Lancelot was in a bed, horribly injured, because riding the horse to Logres just reopened his shoulder wound, and he was really ill as a result. And in a like fever, he just woke up, said, I gotta go find him on my own. He's going to die. Like, he's going to kill himself if he doesn't know that I'm okay. He's really, really codependent and cannot survive without me. Well, that guy died. You know, it's funny if the bats can't fly. See, he's trying. He's just stuck. Anyway, so then he tries to run out of the bed. He's all bandaged up, and he tries to run out of the room they have him in, and he falls down this is pretty funny, but he falls down the stairs, and he pulls himself up and falls down the stairs again, and then he's like making his way to the door and falls again, and then eventually he makes it outside and gets on a horse, and then he falls off of that, and he's laying in front of a lake, just like where he was when his mother found him, and he's on honestly the cusp of death. Like, he's not gonna make it. He is dying now. And they just called him a hermit. Some hermit found him and helped nurse him back to health. But that same day, they called for Galehout, and Galehout, now thinking, oh, thank goodness, my, as historians would call it, good friend and roommate that I share a bed with, Lancelot, he's completely okay. Well, not okay, he's in pretty bad shape, but, you know, he's not dead after all. I have got to go and see him. So then they go, and then the lord who was supposed to be watching over him, he's all nervous, and Galehout asks, well, why are you all nervous like this? You found Lancelot. Shouldn't we be happy? And then he's like, no, see, you don't get it. Like, check this out. So then what they do is that they find all the blood from when he fell down the stairs and fell trying to get out the door. And then when they go to they follow the blood trail and where the horse led him, and they see that his clothes are just on the side of the river, like, and his bandages too are all bloodied. So they don't know why that's the case. They don't know that a hermit took him in and has helped healing him. They just think that he got spirited away or something, just disappeared. So with that, that's the final straw. So then Galehout's like, okay, dog, I'll see myself out. He had already stopped eating and had lost pretty much all of his weight. Now the thing with Galehout was that he was effectively the greatest lord ever. Like, the only reason that he didn't take over Camelot was because Lancelot was there and he fell in love with Lancelot. He was half a giant, too. His mother was a giantess, which he said all the time. You know how, like, Kenshiro in Fist of the North Star, his main catchphrase was, he's like, Hokuto no Ken has a 2,000-year history. Do you really think you can defeat it? He said that all the time before every fight. Galehout was like that, but it was less that he said it, but the narrator said it all the time, saying he was half giant, the son of a giantess. Like, all the time. That was said every time they could say it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, he had become just, I guess, a really skinny tall guy at that point, because he stopped eating and was just depressed. And he went to, I think it was the chapel, and he was just hanging out there, and they're like, yeah, keep an eye on him. He's not in good mental health. Like, the person that he keeps saying is his only reason he's even living now, we think they're dead. So then they leave him be, and then they come back the next day, and he just kind of, what is it from? It's from Ashita no Joe, right? How he's like sitting in the chair and he's dead. They see him like that. They just see him in the chair, just dead. And they think, man, he just willed himself to death. Because they find him sitting in a chair facing a wall. And then a month or so passes by, and Lancelot's now not fully recovered, but in better shape. And the Lady of the Lake, his mother, shows up, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Mom." And then she's like, "Yeah, I'm here to say hi, but I got some bad news for you." And then he's all like, "Okay." So on one of these is the item I'm looking for, but I don't remember which one. Can we even get back up here if we go down here? Oh, no, I don't think... No, I'm pretty sure. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, given all that, he's like, "Well, what's the bad news?" And then he's told that Gilhout passed away, and then he's upset and, falls into tears. And, oop. And his mom tells him, "Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, dog. Like, it's kind of rough, but just know at this point, fate is playing out in ways that we really can't interfere anymore." And then, of course, he's confused by that and asking, like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, see, it's like destiny's a strange thing, and I'm going... No! Dang it. Anyway, she effectively tells him that destiny is a strange thing, and that the way things are playing out is that it's all coming to an end soon, and that they just kind of have to accept it, and there's nothing they can really do to change it. Like, fate has progressed too far for them to be able to intervene." So funny thing with that too, I think his name was like Elias, but there is this one wise man that at the beginning of the story that King Arthur had sent for because they were having nightmares. Funny enough, King Arthur's having nightmares that all their hair fell out, and it was keeping them up at night, and they couldn't sleep. They said all the hair on their head and beard fell out, along with other horrible nightmares, and they were told that it was because of the Lord of the Distant Isles, Gilhout, was going to take over their kingdom, and there was nothing they can do unless fate changed. And the fate that changed it was Lancelot becoming... He didn't really become a Knight of the Round Table yet, but he joined the House of Arthur, the House of Pendragon. But anyway, that old dude, they send for him, and he tells Gilhout that... He's like, "Yeah, dude, you're being afflicted by these horrible dreams." He was having this dream that there was a giant snake that would come out of Arthur's castle, and that there was 2 hearts that sat in his chest, and it would rip out one of the hearts in his chest, and then a leopard would appear, and it would come and take the other one. And the old dude told him, he's like, "Okay, so what that dream means effectively," he says that Guinevere represents the snake, who... I mean, you can figure out why, but yeah, Guinevere's supposed to be the snake in that horrible delusion dream that he's having, because she's evil and a temptress and whatever. Not really evil per se, but is tempting the one that he loves, who is Lancelot, and takes his heart. And then his other heart that is taken by the leopard's supposed to be Lancelot. And the dude says that leopards next to lions are supposed to be the most regal of all animals. I don't know how I feel about that one, but whatever. But yeah, that's what he says at least. And he tells that to Lancelot as well, because Lancelot's also in the room, and he thinks, "Dang, so I'm the reason you're having these horrible nightmares?" So then he asks some more questions that are more specific, like, "Well, what do we do with this? Am I just going to die now?" And he tells him something like, oh, there it is, a Dragon Crest Shield Talisman. He tells him, like, "I can tell you some more answers and we can do some more magical stuff, but Lancelot needs to leave the room." And of course Lancelot objects to that, and he tells him, it's for your own sake. And then he explains that he just doesn't want to worry Lancelot, really. He doesn't want him to feel like everything's happening is his fault, even though it's his fault. But they do this thing, and they lay out 45 circles, and every circle represents 1 year that Gilhout has left to live. So he had 45 more years left to live if he had never met Lancelot. But what they do, they start scratching them away, and then he tells them, "You have to get behind me for what I'm going to do next." And Gilhout obliges, and it makes the whole... They're in a chapel, by the way. But it makes the chapel go dark, and they didn't really describe it too well, but they said it was a purple, demon with a sword in one arm, starts flying around, cackling and shrieking. And as it's flying around, it's making those white circles that they drew on. We're just going to die. I can't get out of here. Those bats are aggroed on me. But it makes those bats then... Not those those bats. It makes those circles they drew start disappearing one by one until there's only 3 left. And then old dude's like, yeah, so if fate keeps playing out as it's supposed to, you only have 3 years left to live. But see, the thing is that that old guy was afraid to tell him, thinking that Gilhout would do something rash or not be able to take the grief of knowing when they die. But Gilhout was supposed to not only be the strongest around, but also, like, wisdom-wise, not really, like, periodic table memorizing smart, but just, like, knowing a lot about how things work and how things should go. Which is really the whole story, too, because he's kind of, like, the voice of reason to Lancelot a lot of the time. Because Lancelot was a really rash individual who tried to do a lot of things, like killing people who didn't need to be killed, and making big deals out of things that weren't that big of a deal. But then Gilhout was like, no, friend, that's not that serious. It's not that serious. Grow up. But knowing how he was going to die, well, he didn't know how, but he knew he was going to die in 3 years. He then became like a, what is it called, like a philanthropist, someone who wants to just go around and help people for the sake of helping people. So it kind of had the opposite effect the guy thought it would have. But that whole Destiny thing that was playing on kind of came to fruition towards the end, with everyone's fate just being bad. Like, Gawain was unable to recover from his injuries he took from Lancelot. And the thing is, too, is that Mordred, knowing that Lancelot was gone, they allied with the Saxons and the Irish to take over Camelot, and they're like, okay, we need to call Lancelot. And then King Arthur was like, I can't call Lancelot. I've caused so much grief to him, and like I want to call for him, but I feel like it would be in bad taste. And Gawain says something like, you know, if you don't call for him, I'm going to. We need Lancelot. If not, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And he still refuses to, and then Gawain just dies. He just wills himself to death. And then King Arthur says something stupid, but then Gawain says something about how Lancelot's the greatest knight he ever fought and met, and is ashamed that he had to pass away like this, and things had to fall out this way. And King Arthur goes into like a horrible depression, understandably so, because his nephew died. His nephew, who he revered as being the true heir to Camelot. And it's kind of framed that that's the reason he loses to Mordred, but it's still just that Mordred is, I don't know, cool, I guess. Because the way they fought, they were on horseback, and then the combat gets more intense, and Arthur then unsheaths Excalibur, and they describe it as like glowing when it comes out of the sheath. And once he unsheaths Excalibur, Mordred just like stabs him in the chest and kills him. But at the same time, in the same breath, Arthur slammed his sword through Mordred's helmet, killing them. Everything just fell apart. Also, Lancelot wasn't doing too well with his injuries from fighting Gawain. His shoulder that he'd hurt when he fought Morgan's goons, it had never properly healed, so it was infected again, and he was just like dying in bed. And Guinevere died of grief, because Guinevere thought that Lancelot was going to go and save Camelot. Keep in mind that she was also not in Camelot anymore. She got banished to some monastery, so she was just doing monk-like behaviors at this point. And then she got word of what happened and how Gawain was dead and how Camelot's now in ruins. And then she's like, well, where's Lancelot? And they're like, oh, yeah, he's just at home, dog. Like, I don't know what you want to hear from me. He just didn't show up. They didn't ask for him. So then she died of grief because of that. And the Lady of the Lake then comes and visits the dying Lancelot and tells him something again about how fate's about to come to a close, and lets him know that Guinevere's dead. Oh, before I get to what happens next, too, another big part... I gotta sneeze, hang on. I can't pause the game, I forgot! Okay, I'm back. But, yeah. Another big thing, and the reason that probably the story was left out of the retelling in the 1400s or 1500s is that, Lancelot requests that he be buried alongside Gilhout when he dies because their friendship was that beautiful and he understood that Gilhout had that love for him. And I mean, they kissed on the lips throughout the series too, dog. But it, like, wasn't told in, like, a seductive or, like, sultry way. But they did. They used to sleep in the same bed together, too, and kiss and hang out all the time. All the time they were together. Throughout the entire story, the only time that they were ever apart, it was a big deal because one of them was either really hurt or kidnapped or something. Stop killing me. But yeah, he had a plaque made, and it said something about Gilhout being the coolest guy ever, and how he died because of his love of Lancelot. And Lancelot requested, you know, to his men that he be buried alongside Gilhout when he dies, when that time comes. They buried him in the same... So, also another thing that happened too, is that Lancelot found out that the Lady of the Lake's not his real mother, because in the graveyard at Joyous Gard, there was a magic stone, and no one can lift it, but when you lifted it, it told you, you know, how you were gonna die. No, it just told you, it just showed you your grave. It didn't tell you how you died, it just told you you're gonna die, which is really, really dumb. Like, everyone knows that, like. Out of all the scary magical things to be just a rock that tells you you are going to die one day, that's not that scary. Like, sure, I get it. It sucks to hear, but that's just life. You know? Like, it's not a surprise. I don't know why everyone was all scared, but they made a big deal about it. But it also had tombs for all the Knights of the Round Table, but it also just had their names on it. It didn't say anything. It just said that they're gonna die. One of the lamest fortunes ever. It's just like saying, yeah, the sun's gonna rise tomorrow. I mean, you're right, but I don't know. That's not that impressive. You didn't have to tell me. I already knew that, but thanks, I guess. Anyway, so in that same grave that he found, it said I think it didn't really say his real name, because, you know, he's the son of King Ban, but it did say that. It said Lancelot, the son of King Ban. That's how he found out that he wasn't actually the Lady of the Lake's son. That's not important right now. What is important is that when he was dying, his mother held him, and she sung some hymn that she used to sing when he was an infant, and he then says, like, sing it one more time, and then she does, but she sings it, and he said some language he had never heard before, and they said it's the language from whatever magical country she originates from, and then he passes away. And then his mother requested he be buried alongside Gilhout, and they changed the plaque to talk about to commemorate their great friendship and how much they were cool guys who used to kiss on the lips. And that was it, you know, nothing more than that, you know. 1200s were a different time. You used to just kiss your male friends on the lips. I think he did that to Gawain too, so, I mean, hey. The Knights of the Round Table were really cool. Like, actually, yeah. Like, huh. Anyway, my point being that they then got buried together. And also, in the original story, it's not Bedivere who throws the sword Excalibur into the lake. It's another knight whose name I don't remember right now. They're actually a squire. They're not even a knight. It was just changed in the 1500s version of it. I don't remember their name, I swear. Like, it started with a G, I think. It was like Gilfret or something like that. Gilfreet. Something like that. Anyway, they're the one who threw it in the lake. And with them throwing it in the lake, the Lady of the Lake then got it, and the Lady of the Lake then put Excalibur. She buried it with Lancelot and Gilhout. And the story mentions something about her fate finally playing out and how she was upset that while she did raise Lancelot for a specific destiny to happen, she loved him like he was her actual son. So she was upset that he had to die for her to get what she wanted at the end, but at the end of the day, I guess she still won, right? It cost the life of her son, but she got what she wanted. Camelot to fall into ruins. I missed. The main thing I was trying to get to was that when I read that, I thought, man, I'm surprised I didn't bust into tears or something. But I felt it. I was like, I can kind of feel this welling up sadness in my stomach. It's gonna come out just at some point today. And it did. It did. It was just the slow. It was the pressure cooker. It had to cook for a couple of hours, and then I was like, man, that was really sad. And then I broke. It happened when I watched the last episode of Pokemon that had Ash in it. Like, I was perfectly fine after watching it. I was like, that's pretty sad. I'm surprised I didn't start crying. It wasn't sad because something bad happened. It was just like, dang, Ash is finally done. Like, goodness. Satoshi no Boken. Wow. Owari desu. And then, like, yeah, no. A few hours later, I cried the hardest I probably cried in the entire year of 2022? 3? Whatever year it was that ended. Like, and I was watching an episode of Sket Dance. Which is the funny part, because Sket Dance was funny. But it was a mildly sad episode of Sket Dance. And it was just kind of like surface tension, you know? How, like, it can build up to where it looks like something's going to spill over. But then it doesn't. Well, it just got to that point to where just a drop of sadness from Sket Dance hit me. And then I was like, okay, it's over, dog, it's over. Tap out, tap out. Stop. I want to fight you. Thanks, boss. This song's called Frog Rappa. Why did I start talking about that book that I read? I don't remember. There was some reason. I probably just wanted to talk about it because it's cool. And I liked it. And I was sad to see my hero pass away. And what sucks too is that if Morgan hadn't intervened when she did, none of that would have happened. Like, Galehout was getting super depressed, but he was kind of under the impression that, dang it, that him and Lancelot could still hang out for the 3 years he still had a life left. But then she took him away for those several months, and then he died. And then his death eventually caused everything else to fall apart. And when he got to the round table, you know, the first place he went to was Logris, which is where, hey, stop. Which was Galehout's kingdom. And he came back to Camelot and was depressed, noticeably sad looking, and said, hey guys, Galehout just died, but I'm here. And then they mentioned in the book that no one seemed to care. They gave him just like the pleasantries. They're like, oh, sorry your friend died. Anyway, we're glad to have you back at Camelot, our greatest soldier. Hey guys, Galehout just died. This isn't about him. Another thing, too, was that Lancelot really didn't care about becoming a Knight of the Round Table at that point. He kind of wanted to do his own thing and keep hanging out with Galehout, but King Arthur was afraid that Galehout would steal him away, so he had Guinevere ask Lancelot to become a Knight of the Round Table. And the other thing, too, is that Guinevere had promised Galehout that she would never do that, because one thing that Galehout knew is that Lancelot didn't really care at this point to become one. And if King Arthur ever asked him, he wouldn't join. But if Guinevere asked him, he would join. Because he couldn't say no to her. Also, Guinevere was 50 years old. And at this point in the story, Lancelot's like 25, maybe. That's another thing they describe, is that she was a woman in her 50s, but despite being in her 50s, she still looked as beautiful as any other woman in her youth. It's like Kakyoin. MILF Slayer Kakyoin. Hey. Can you knock it off? Nice. I want you out of my life, dog. You're taking me nowhere. Dang it. But yeah, unfortunately, only the 1200s story, which is crazy to me, the story from the 1200s is the one that has the yaoi plot between Lancelot and Galehout and the kissing on the lips. But the story from the 1500s omits that, which is the one that Fate Grand Order is based off of for its Lancelot and everything. Sad day, right? Unfortunately, that's what most things that reference the Knights of the Round Table are based off of, is the story from the 1500s. No one really cares about the original story, I guess. And I mean, sure, it's not even the original story. The original story was written in Welsh and was oral tradition. Welsh and whatever other not stop. The 1200 one was French, too. The one from the 1200s. The one from the 1500s was, I believe, also written in French, just because that's what people did back then. Write in French. But it was written by an English author. Why is it omitted? Historians have a lot of guesses. They think because it paints homosexuality not in a bad way, and this is the 1500s, where people were super religious and afraid of everything. So that's one reason. Also another reason is because the distant isles are thought to be Wales, and because of conflict that was going on at the time, the author might not want to seem like they were taking a side by putting a prominent Welsh character in it. You know, a Welsh hero per se. But it's not like they ever say that it's Wales. I mean, they do mention Wales a few times. And they do kind of, well, I guess they make it sound like it's near Wales. But like, is that really that big of a deal? It's not Wales itself. Listen, Camelot's a mythical country anyway. A mythical kingdom. So why was that the part they were hung up on? Yeah, dog. Camelot? Yeah, whatever. But Mentioning of whales? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Pack it up. Pack it up. It's over for you. Whoa. Stop. Please. I missed. I'm really struggling. And I didn't realize it was so late. Listen, bro, we gotta hack this up. I'd like to go to bed. Are you serious? Don't hit me. Ow. Hey, I said don't hit me. Listen, I got a few more tries left in me and then I'm just gonna leave you alone. I've beaten this boss with significantly worse equipment and armor. I don't know why I'm getting owned so bad today, in specific. I guess I need to dial in. That's not dialing in, that's actually locking off. I missed. If I lose, I'm gonna wear a bolo tie for the rest of my life. And I don't want to do that, so. Ow. Egg wash. Oh, I just died of that. I didn't realize that's what he was doing. I thought he was gonna do that one where he just like flies down and hits you. I didn't realize it was a spin to win. Six prawn. 6 shots at life. I'm all prawned up. I'm ready to hurt you. I missed. I can't believe that worked out. I mean, worked out might be a little speaking too soon, but oh my goodness. Ooh, that could have not killed me, but definitely done game-changing damage. Stop. You're gonna hurt me. Okay. How you whiffed that is beyond me. How I got hit by that is beyond me. Please don't hit me. See ya. Don't. That sucked. I thought, you know, maybe I could get a headshot. Yay. I can't reach his head. Any reason your AI paused there, boss? Oh, dang it. Don't. Stop. Please. Get away from me. Are you kidding? That stinks. What, already? I can't hit your head. Man, the anglage of you. I'm hit. Don't hit me again, please. Let me take a sip real quick. No. I thought I was doing pretty good there until that. I have 4 chances left to live. And if I don't, I guess I die. In real life. Alright, big dog. Say goodbye to your... Nothing, I missed. I missed. A lot of whiffs, huh? I can't tell if I just suck. I mean, that's clearly what it is. Or if maybe he's just kind of weirdly built. It's all hunched over like this, and there's all these gaps in his stance. His lazy footwork kind of makes him hard to hit. It's like Hajime Saito. You know, it's hard to get a gauge on how to beat him because he has the formless technique. He didn't learn from any type of school or anything. Are you serious? It's always around the same amount of health, too. I either get him pretty low, or I just take like a thumb of health away and then I die. But not much you can really do except for be sad. Or maybe even glad. I don't know. I am going to slay you. They call me BBW Slayer 666. And I'm going to make you pick up sticks. Stop. What? Stop freezing in place and let me hurt you. Why am I not locked on? What is this fight? Ooh, I'm so upset. You don't even know. I mean, I could have healed and I would have survived that hit, but I don't know. I just don't think that was my run. But we only have 2 more shots left, so it's gotta be my run soon. Shrimp cocktail, baby. I wasn't locked on. Why does this keep happening? Why does that keep happening? That's not even a hard attack to dodge. Just gotta get away from him a bit. Oh well. Well, the last try, the ultimate sacrifice. Let's hit him with this heavy slam and see what happens. I mean, it did more damage. Stop. Stop. Really? That attack now? He had me though, I guess. Love him or hate him. I was fed the pages of a textbook. That's pretty much everything in Caelid except for this really annoying dungeon that I don't want to do. There's also one that's over here, but we have to beat Radon first, which I'm trying to avoid doing. There's also that greater charm of Arsenal, but you have to beat it. It's also really annoying to do. It's like all that's left to do is some really annoying stuff. Which, sure, I guess is even more reason to do it, but, doo-doo. Oh, did he leave his shack? Man, I've progressed the story too far. Oh man, we did. So I can't buy any more prawn from him. That really was the last 6 prawn in the world. No! Well, whatever. Annoying dungeon or boss who has my number. I guess boss who has my number it is. What talisman am I I'm hoping the Erdtree's favor. Honestly, we can just switch it out for this for now, since we're out of prawn. I'm still medium rolling, and I'm not really losing too much of anything from doing that, so whatever. A little damage negation will hopefully go a long way. But I didn't see how much damage that did. Like numerical wise. Nerd. Die. Get a stop. Ow. Get away from me. My goose would have been cooked if that was his black... What it is? Black flame, right? But that's not what it's called when he uses it. I don't know. It's that same thing that Gronk does that just takes away your health. It's not Black Flame, though. That's something completely different. It just has the same effect. Don't. Malakath's goon. Ouch. Don't hit me while I'm drinking. Don't hit me while I'm drinking. Thanks. They think I'm an orthopedic surgeon with how I'm cutting up his knees. Stop! Good. I hate you, man. I never think you're that big of a fight, but you're giving me the what for right now. I missed? There we go. Get away. I think I'm hit. And no, I don't mean hit from Dragon Ball Super either. That guy's purple. I kind of really don't like hit from Dragon Ball. I really don't like any character from Dragon Ball Super, actually. Dang. I'll go ahead and say it. Dragon Ball Super was only cool because it was the only new Dragon Ball anything in forever. And there was all that hype build up because of Battle of Gods and everything. Honestly, I think that whole everything that's come out since Battle of Gods has been bad. Just straight up. The idea of new Dragon Ball content is cool, but in execution, it always falls short. It also feels more like fan fiction than an actual continuation. I feel like a continuation shouldn't be what Dragon Ball Super is. Something like Dragon Ball GT, say what you dislike about it, but who would have thought about Super Saiyan 4? Or anything that happens in it. Everything that feels like what happens in Dragon Ball Super is them playing it safe, trying to avoid having fan backlash. So everything kind of maintains a status quo that Dragon Ball Z set. I mean, sure, Dragon Ball GT is just, as people call it, Goku time, and other characters are shafted, so it still does that, but I don't know. It really captures the Dragon Ball fun vibe. I like Dragon Ball GT, but that's not why I dislike Dragon Ball Super. The only good thing to come out of Dragon Ball Super is that one panel of Vegeta eating a burger. That's it. And also that one... It was an illustration that was featured, you know, at the end of one of the volumes of the manga of Vegeta eating the burger, which is the one we see for the outro song. Only good thing to come out of Dragon Ball Super. I mean, sure, Ultra Ego's pretty cool. Ultra Instinct, it's pretty cool. I'll be honest, those are cool. I'm not gonna say they're not. That'd be lying. However, at the end of the day, if Dragon Ball Super had never existed, I feel like I wouldn't suffer. I missed. Oh, double whammy. I'm sick of you. I am so sick of you. Dang. And it's like, wow, look at how this, it's all working out. Gets owned. Get sat on. I hate you so much in this specific playthrough. There's gonna be a later on boss where I gotta fight two of you at once. I kinda fear for that. Actually, earlier in this playthrough we fought one of these, didn't we? In Lanedale. And got cooked, so maybe I'm just struggling. Maybe this is just my new weakness. Our Black Blade Kindred Gargoyles of Doom. Although, the other ones aren't Black Blade until a later one we find at the mountaintop of the Giants. The other ones are just regular gargoyles. As regular as something like this can be. I remember in my first playthrough, I was actively using and abusing Blackguard's shop of crab. Because for one, it's really funny. It's like, tee hee hee, I'm eating crab for defense. But also just because I think he's a fun guy. But when you progress far enough in his questline, he gets killed by the Dung Eater. And that made me so sad that I had to I looked up where to find the Dung Eater, and then I went and I killed him. And it's the only time I've ever really felt that way about anything happening in one of these games. Like, Lortrick killing that one lady at the Firelink Shrine. Who cares, man? Like, really, who cares? Grow up. But, Blackguard, he just used to sell crab. Saddest thing that's ever happened ever. What? Are you telling me that I'm always getting hit with a soft hit of that? I'm always getting sour spotted? That's nuts. Yeah, I couldn't really see what was going on there. I'm surprised I lasted as long as I did. I need to go to bed. Man, ending the day on failure. I mean, there's not much else I can really do. Except for win, I guess, but that's not happening. With that attitude, sure, but... Stop tanking all my hits. There we go. I meant to get a couple of licks in before that, but that works too. A security blast is what that was. Just to ensure that if I get hit with the tip of his axe again, I don't die immediately. I'm so sick of you. That's why I'm sick of you. What? How did that whiff? I'm a vegetable of fairness. Even if it was in my favor, I just want to know, dog. I just want to know. How did you miss that? I knew I was getting hit by that one, though. That one was clear to see. No, no, not like this, no. We were so close. Dang. Well, I guess whatever I did there, I gotta try and do it again. Well, all that was different is I was trying to be more reactive instead of proactive. Like hitting just on what I thought were punishable moves. Which I don't find fun. Like, I just want to hit you until you die. I don't want to wait my turn. That takes forever. But you know what else takes forever? Trying a boss 40 billion times. I keep hitting on unsafe moves. Stop. I guess I gotta stop hitting like I'm using a dex weapon, because that's also what I normally do. I've just been hitting like with my light attack, and the last time I used mostly just the heavy attack, so I guess that's clearly what I need to be doing. That didn't work. I don't like you. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised by this killing me though. Psych. Dang. Really? Now understand that was less of a really like I'm surprised it hit, but more of a really like I can't believe I let myself get hit by that. Again. Honestly, dog, just put me out of my misery. Misery the Seahorse. Well, bringing it back to Frosty Faustings. Frosty Fausting Pool starts tomorrow, and they're gonna have Marvel tomorrow, and I really want to see the Marvel bracket. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate Edition. Really want to see that. You know how much I love Marvel 3. Unironically, been playing it since it was new. Long-time Celery viewers know that I talk about that game all the time. No, it's not all the time. I just bring it up every few months. I'm not good at the game. People that say that usually have at least like... What the? People that say that are usually at least decent at the game. I'm pretty much no different than if you gave the controller to a toddler. Like, I've been playing the game for sure over 10 years. That doesn't mean I'm good at it. Doesn't mean I'm good at it. But I like to watch people who are good at it. That's why I like fighting games and the fighting game community, because I'm not good at video games. No siree, Bob. I am not good at anything. But I like watching people who are. I missed. Stop. I am going to make you drink my urine. With a straw! Ow. Okay, that didn't hit me, but kind of wish it would have. Ooh. You should have hit me with the black blade where you spin around. That would have just straight up killed me, dog. Ooh, we saw an upskirt. Punchita. Ooh, that was crazy. Don't you try it. Okay, I'm still alive, but I'm mad at myself because I should have seen that one coming. Stop. This is gonna hurt if it hit. Squid. Word. I like Squidward. Don't. You know that episode when they were selling the Krabby Patties? Using that submarine that they found? And then he says, bye Mr. Krabs, bye Squidward. Bye, Squidward. And then he says, you said bye, Squidward, twice. And SpongeBob goes, I like Squidward. You could have killed me. I'm out of heals. No heals, all loaf. What? Get over here so you can get sat on. There we go. Thank goodness. Get sat on. Oh, that took forever. And took some years off my life, honestly, dog. We're not gonna even use this weapon. I mean, it's cool, I guess, in theory, maybe. Oh, so it spills the beans from the get-go, because it says that this is a weapon used by those who serve Malakath. So if you read that weapon description, you know already, huh, I wonder who this Malakath guy is, and why is he guarding Garunk, this guy who serves Malakath? The moveset for this isn't half bad. That's kind of not cool. And the other one's a sword. A great sword, right? Yep. What do I get for the fruits of my effort? 88,000 runes. 2 weapons I'm not going to use. But we get to talk to Garong. We love Garong. He would never attack us. Oh, I could have had an extra flask this whole time. That kind of sucks. Oh well. Hey, I killed your friend outside. Thanks for the stuff. You good? Okay. You good? You're not good. I'm sorry I killed your friend. But he was just so ugly. Get away from me. Bro thinks his name's Jeff. That hurt. Haircut. Can you knock it off? I had the magic pixel. 4 damage. I had a light lunch. I know he's supposed to say I must consume more, but I heard him say I must consume seaweed. I don't know why I heard seaweed. I think I heard, like, I just heard like I must seaweed actually. I didn't even hear him say consume. I just heard him talk about seaweed. I thought, oh, okay. Whatever works, dog. That sucked. Listen, I'm not trying to kill you. The secretion network. There we go. It was just that easy. Yeah, shut up. I didn't realize it took so little health. Is it just a guard break then? Or a stance break? Because I feel like other times I've had to get him much lower. Alright, so that means that next time we play, we gotta go and do this dungeon I'm not too fond of. A legacy dungeon! I don't like it here one bit, if I'm gonna be honest with you. We'll get inside though, so I don't have any excuse to weasel out next time, but you know, I really don't like this dungeon. Whenever I do it, it's never a good time. And sure, it's a skill issue, but die. Just because I know it's a skill issue doesn't mean that it fixes it. Doesn't mean that it helps me in any way to be reminded that it's just because I suck that I don't like this dungeon. I still think it sucks. Just because I say I suck doesn't mean I'm going to start playing better. Dude, I'm so mad right now. Okay, we're so back. I had to dial in there. But yeah, for next time, nästa tid då? No, nästa tiden. We're gonna go and do this. He's right behind me, isn't he? Dang. I straight up just got cornered. Corner gaming. Alright. That's enough of that. So yeah, that's that. Well, probably, unless something happens to our normal Pikmin 2 stream every Friday. But, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just straight up die. If I don't, though, you know where to find me on Friday. As per usual, though, you can't see it, because I'm making a heart with my hands, because I heart you, yes you, for coming all the way through. Well, you can't heart my hand, you can hand this heart to you from me to you, times 3. There you can see. But yeah, see you later, alligators, and after a while, you crocodiles.